Hey Gales fans, Tim Fitzgerald here with head women's basketball coach at St. Mary's, Jeff Cammon. That means it's time for a little Cammon Ball! Okay, whoa. We got some special effects this year, Coach. I love it. All right, Coach, let's start off our first Cammon Ball. Getting to know you as a coach, your coaching style.
Yes.
Like, where does the Cammon Ball begin? Where does the defensive style pick up? Where does that start for you? Because fans who've been watching the Gales a long time, probably come into games, oh, look at us, we're in a zone, we're kind of trapping. Where does that become your thing?
Yeah, I have a gritty personality.
Okay.
And, kind of hard hat. And
Okay.
so, I came from a lineage. My dad was a coach. My brother, was a coach and trains. My younger brother, coaches
Okay.
and played at a high level. And the people I've worked under and worked for had wonderful philosophies and things that I kind of gleaned and took
Okay.
from. And I don't know, I've just the foundation is just me. My personality is, hard nosed and gritty, and you get stops. And then I believe in, some nights your offense is going to be there, and when it's not, you're going to have to be able to defend anyway. So I think it does lead to championships. I think the better defensive teams, even everyone says the Warriors, and they are high power, and they were, but not many people understand that they actually defended.
Their championship years that are a top 5 defensive team. Yeah.
Yes, and you don't always know that. So I think you have to defend to win championship. I think it's a recipe. Obviously, you want to be able to, be productive on the offensive end of the ball and play to your strength. But, it's part of my makeup. It's part of, kind of where I've come from and all the people I've worked under. I've taken different things from each of them and kind of made my own. But basketball is, there's nothing new, right? I think you kind of make it your own at some point, but I'm not doing, anything that hasn't been done before. It's just my philosophy and the way I see the game being played.
I have found it to be a great equalizer, too, for a small school. If you defend, you can hang with some of the big schools.
I believe so. I believe so. If you take care of the ball on the offensive end, because a lot of times how your possessions, leads to points on the other end too. So, value and possession on the offensive end of the ball are important, not turning it over. And our teams have done that in the past as well, which has allowed us to set our defense and be in position where we can defend without being outnumbered or, just being out of position. So it's important that we value our possessions and also take care of the ball so we can set our defense and kind of set the tone in that way.
What would you say are some of the toughest parts of being brand new like you are, of coaching an entire room of players that you've never coached before? Because normally, normal circumstances, you're bringing in freshmen.
Sure.
The other 8 to 10 have already been players for you before.
Sure.
You've had this, anytime you come to a new place where you've had to be with a room full of new players, what's the toughest part of that for you?
It's interesting. I don't look at any of that as being challenging.
Okay.
I'm a people person, so I think being able to just be me, build relationships and spend time. I would say time is probably the toughest. You have older young ladies that that you have a year with them. If that. To get to know them, to try to establish your philosophy and who we want to be. And I think that's the toughest thing. Sometimes you come in, you have young ladies that are on their way out, and sometimes you feel like you don't have enough time to impart the things that you want to on and off the court. So I think the time is probably the most difficult thing. Because it takes time to get to know people, to build trust.
Right. Does that affect the buy-in that you hear about? Does that sort of affect the buy-in of your system and things like that?
I think it can. I think the learning curve impacts more because it just takes time. Especially with what we do on the defensive end of the ball. You're held accountable, and most teams, they don't compete as hard on the defensive end, which is fine. Everyone has their own philosophy. Some teams their philosophy is to score the ball, and they do really well. A lot
Shoot
of programs.
53s, do something big.
Yes, and it's no less harder. I don't think it is, but I think defense in general, it takes a lot of energy and effort and grittiness, and most people don't want to do it. They want to do the fun things, shoot the three and take them off the dribble and just offense. and it just takes time to build that mentality and that attitude. And it could be tough, but we try to make the best out of it. And it's been great, just getting to know these young ladies, and they're all amazing and just good quality people.
What's something you're really liking about being at St. Mary's, or you think is unique to St. Mary's? Let's go with that. You've had a few different stops, Cal, Long Beach State, here now. What's something unique about St. Mary's?
Yeah, the location.
Okay.
You get off the plane, right? And you land in Oakland or San Francisco, whatever. Sure. You drive through the city, Oakland, then all of a sudden you get off the highway, and you just, 5-10 minutes later, you're in this beautiful.
Yeah. Is that a deer? Is there more deer?
Yeah, it's such a beautiful spot that not many people know about. So I would say just the location, the nature, so beautiful, but also the people. Yeah. Right. It's such a close-knit community, and it's a family environment here. Yeah. And you don't get that everywhere. In Long Beach, we had that within the athletic department in the city, but this also has a great feel, family environment. So
let's go around the world of basketball for a second here to finish this off, Coach. We're going to kind of go around the conference. We'll go around the league as we get into conference play, but here we're still in the non-conference slate. So let's go around some larger issues here. WNBA coming to town, coming to the Bay Area. Your thoughts on that? Does that add any sort of something for you as a coach? Hey, let's go watch them. Maybe our players get seen by them. Does that add anything at all for something like you?
It's always great when you see the women's game, growing. And to be able to have more, not just for the Bay Area, but just in general, more roster spots, more opportunities for young ladies to continue their career after college, and right now it's just so limited, so the more teams we have, the more opportunities.
Looking at the top 25 for the NCAA women's poll right now, USC jumps to 6th.
Sure.
We were on the Grand Canyon trip. During a meal, the team was watching a USC game.
Yes.
Did you think Juju Watkins would be this good this fast right away?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. She's special. I'm fortunate enough to know Lindsay. I've worked for her at Cal. And, just talking with her throughout the process of recruiting her, but also just, coaching her. And she's legit. She's not only talented, but she's a hard worker. Is what I've learned, and she's just special. There's a lot of talented young ladies and young men, but not all of them have that work ethic, and have that it factor, and it seems like she has it. So, you always, you don't always know, but from what I've heard, it's not surprising that she's having, this much success, and she's, meeting all the expectations that people have put on her.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, Coach, thanks for the first episode of Cammon Ball here.
And the snap.
Yeah, let's go. It's going to treat this like the Jeff Cammon Show all year long, so keep joining us here for Cammon Ball.
Go Gales, let's go.